Welcome in, everybody. It is Friday. Everybody's excited. I've had the whole house to myself today. Beth is volunteering at school. Life is good. Oh, and I got to show y'all this. So y'all remember, we don't want to talk much about the national championship game, as traumatizing as it was. But I watched the first half. Okay, I wasn't going to watch any of it. And do y'all remember Natalie Grant sung the national anthem? Now, she did a fantastic job. But as I'm watching my TV, I go, oh, wow, she lip synced the national anthem. There's nothing wrong with that. I just prefer it live. So one of my friends posted, oh my gosh, the best national anthem ever. And well, of course, the best national anthem was in 1994 with Whitney Houston. And what they did of the national anthem, for those of you who are music nerds, it was an amazing thing that they did. If you know about the Star Spangled Banner, it's written in 3/4 timing, right? There's 3 beats per measure, and each beat gets, it's 3/4. What Whitney did in 1994, I'm pretty sure it's 1994. What Whitney did in 1994 is she did it in 4/4 timing, which I don't know if it had ever been done before. So she did the national anthem in 4/4 timing, and it was phenomenal. And ever since then, we kind of judge people by Whitney Houston. Now, Natalie Grant did an awesome rendition, and she did it a cappella. And my friends were saying, dude, you can't lip sync a cappella. And I said, well, of course you can. So one of my friends made a comment on Facebook, and I said, listen, dude, I said, she lip synced. And then I said, I'm not even sure that the sign language interpreter wasn't pre-recorded. I was making jokes and stuff. Y'all will not guess what happened once I say I show you this. Natalie Grant responded to me, little old Bobby. Look, she responded to my assertion that she lip synced the national anthem. Check this out. Let me get this bigger for y'all to see this. And I thank God I was nice about it, right? Look at this. Here's Natalie Grant, the Natalie Grant. She's even got the blue check. She goes, Bobby Gaines, I'm not even sure how I come across this, but thought it would be fun to answer you. I sang live. It was as live as it gets. My husband walked me to the stage because he gave me my starting note. He has perfect pitch. I call him my human pitch pipe. There's a delay in every stadium. What you may have seen was that delay or television delay, but I can assure you it was live. And then she gave me that little face right there. Isn't that cool? And I told her, thanks for responding to set me straight. Now, I know what the problem is. So the problem is, while all of y'all have, updated cable television and you got the, state of the art, whatever that you've got, I've got Spectrum internet and Spectrum app on my TV that runs my TV off of internet. And everything is kind of delayed. Like people know. You remember when Alabama, we should not have a kicker. And we miss every field goal kick. Every time Alabama kicks a field goal or an extra point, you just do your eyes like this because you knew we were going to miss it. Well, I'll be looking on Facebook and people say, dang it, we missed another one. And I go, what are you talking about? We haven't kicked it yet. And it's because my internet is so slow and my TV is so slow. So I was way behind on everything. So that's probably what happened, that her mouth was not moving along with her. So it's fine. I need to probably upgrade my capabilities here. So not a big deal. So Beth's been volunteering at school all day. I got the house to myself. I'm in a great mood. We got a basketball game tonight. JoJo had a basketball game last night. And y'all, you 7-year-old basketball. So you would think that, I'll go there. I'll be stoic, Dr. Bobby. I'll be, respected member of the community. And I won't yell at the referees. I won't be that parent. Y'all, I was yelling. I was like, the white trash in me was coming out yesterday. I was yelling at the officials. We went to Mount Zion, and the problem was you're not supposed to, at 7-year-olds, the defense can't get outside of the 3-point line. Well, these little guys were guarding us at half court, but they wouldn't let us guard at half court. They were shooing our kids back. Oh, my God. I thought I was going to have to go over there and just body slam a referee yesterday. And then I told my kid, I said, you get out there and you get that ball at half court. Oh, my gosh. And then my kid threw a punch in another kid's belly, and all of our parents was going crazy. It was insane. So I told him you can have any candy that you want after the game because he played so aggressively. And we've got another game tonight. And I'm going to tell him the same thing. I'm going to say, go for that ball, boy. Go, JoJo. Get the ball. Anyway, so I apparently am that parent now. All right, so welcome in, y'all. Let's talk about the markets today. So we've been going ups and down, and we got everything going. Look at it. So the E-minis are down 0.5 point. The advancers and decliners is really low. So AD line that we monitor over here is negative 235. But if you'll be noticing, it's been inching its way back up. We are under the VWAP. We are in the opening 15-minute range. We're above the cash open. We're above the overnight low. What else is below us to catch us? Kind of formulate our opinion for the rest of the day. We're below the hourly mid-band. We're below the overnight high. So, you know, we're just kind of in the middle. I couldn't tell you what I think directionally for the rest of the day, but, you know, it's down 0.5 point. Look at the NQ. NASDAQ, of course, has been getting beat up a lot lately, and we're up 0.09 on the day. So it's above VWAP. It's above hourly bid, and you know, volume is what volume is. So let's look at our big green monster, see if we can get a clue as to the support and resistance lines and how this thing is priced. So currently our E-minis are in an overbought condition. So overbought, this area right here, OB, and as you see, the lines that I drew back on when January the 2nd or 3rd look to be a good level of support. So even though this is overbought, it looks like it's pumping back up, right? It looks like that's what it's wanting to do. Even though in an overbought condition, we would think that it's probably going to try to seek the fair value range below it. So we're above the 20, the 50, and the 200, not daily moving averages, but the 30-minute moving averages. And you know, if we had to guess, we're kind of neutral. I'm more neutral than anything because I could see it going to that point of control and volume, or I could see it doing this and dipping in there. So we just got a little cone, a little probability cone that kind of looks like that for the going couple of days. But who knows? Because you know, we try not to look at news. We think that news is noise, but it's sometimes hard not to you know, to follow some of the news that's out there. But you know, to me, we're overbought, looking for an oversold, looking for overbought, looking for a fair value below. All right. Questions on that? My stuff among us. Now let's look at our NASDAQ. Why don't we look at the NASDAQ? Because a lot of times we trade the Qs. And if we're trading the Qs are based on the NASDAQ and the performance of the NASDAQ futures. So we look at the futures of NASDAQ more than we look at QQQ because I like the overnight data that we have here. Now, this is interesting. The NASDAQ became oversold and now it's fairly priced. So we're in the FV section. Where are we going? This is a little clearer. I'm a little bit more bullish on NASDAQ. Why? Because we're at the bottom of a fair value range. We were oversold and now we're back to fair value. Where are we heading? Chances are, looks like it wants to go to this area, which would fill in this gap here. And there's a chance that our point of control, you see this where the most volume has traded over the last 10 days, could possibly change to this level here. So what are we looking for? We're a little more bullish on the value, on the price movement of NASDAQ. But do we know, or do we really even care? No, we don't. This is just more fun than anything. This doesn't control what we do. We just like to do this for fun. So the next thing that we do is we look at the skew driver. So we can look at skew, where skew is in our options. And looks like we're going here. So skew is currently, and y'all been talking about this today, it's been going all over the place. So it looks like skew is about 77 points away from the market. So let's go put that in. Skew is at 77. Then we'll see what that looks. So skew went from 64, 54, 70, and now we're at 77. And today is the year of our Lord, 2014, whatever it is. And let me take those down. Oh, I'm in a good mood. I want to read. I want to dance. I want to have a party and the power to dance. What's that song go? Okay, so here we go. Okay, so we popped up here, popped back down, popped up here. So this is kind of bullish on the SPX, right? Or on the E-minis. This is kind of a bullish sign. We would say that we're probably neutral to bullish. we're 77 points away from the money, that 20-point spread. So we would think that more than likely the market's probably going to have a period of being neutral to going upward. So for this to go down, the market goes up. So it's an inverse relationship, but it could. Remember, it could always go up here to 90 something first before we go back down. What do we call it when it gets up into the 90s? We call that shooting fish in a bucket, because that's when you can pretty much tell that the market's going to go up. So that's our market opinions for the day. Not that they mean anything. We're not doing zero DTE trades or any of that goofy stuff. We're just trying to get a feel for what things are doing, right? All right, so let's save that. Let's go to our little trading view. If you don't have your little free account set up in trading view, I would do it. Let's look at the SPYs first. SPY still going upward. We're above the 200 daily moving average. We have a linear regression channel that we kind of see works really good. It goes to the bottom, goes to the top, goes to the bottom, goes to the top, goes to the bottom. So we're kind of closer to the bottom right now. All right, so let's look at the Qs. What does the Qs look like? Well, we're at the bottom for sure of our linear regression channel, still above the 200-day moving average. And we can look at the TQs. It's always going to be similar to what that is. We saw how this was an area of support on the 200 daily simple moving average, and we're getting close down there again, aren't we? You know, we had a big down day yesterday. We got a little kind of no kind of day today, but we're still down that bottom. Now remember, let's go back to what our strategy is. Our strategy says that if the SPY, if we're below the 200-day moving average on the last trading day of the month, well, this is not the last trading day of the month, but if this were the last trading day of the month and we're below this, we would consider going to cash or going to bonds. Yeah, it's an option. You don't have to. You can let the Lacello algorithm run to help us make our decisions to buy or sell. All right, questions on that. So we just kind of look at everything. And this is what you do, because I know that you guys have jobs. You know, you're working at the grind, you're doing whatever. You don't have a lot of time. You may have 30 minutes for lunch. You may have, an hour for lunch, or when you're in the bathroom on your phone or your iPad, that's when you're in there and doing your little daily trades. All right, so now let's go and see if we've got any signals for the day. Oh man, there it is. I'm getting a signal to buy 1 share of TMF on the algo. Now, we've gone through a lot of stuff, y'all, on getting this thing to automatically work. So I'm working now to get a button. So all you got to do is when you open this thing, I hadn't figured out how to make this thing automatically run. Remember yesterday we did the Visual Basic and we did this little code so that we could play this code so that it would automatically get our prices of our stocks coming in without us having to have Thinkorswim open. So we're trying to fix it so all you can do that. So what I'm doing today is I'm trying to do a button. So I hit the button, but it's giving me a little error. So I will hopefully over the weekend, depends on if I get in a fight with a referee tonight over 7-year-old basketball, and go to jail for a day or two. It depends. But right now, I've taken all my meds except for my Adderall, and everything is good. All right, so I'll try to have that button fixed so that when you open this up, these will automatically go. And I'm running it now on a 5-second. The 1 second was just getting on my nerves. So, and you can change that in your Visual Basic, right? So I've got it 5 seconds, but you could change that to have it run every, oh my gosh, oh, behave. Let's go back. You could say it, just, oh, wait a minute, what did I just do? Refresh all. Get out of here before I mess it up. Refresh all 8. No, refresh all. Merit lock 8. There we go. So you could change it to do 8 seconds. Then we'll stop the debugger. Unbelievable. Can I get out? Can I get out? All right. So we'll try to work on that and get that work. Let's see if it's still updating now. 762, 2486. Okay. So we do have a signal today, and the signal is to buy 1 share of TMF. So let's look at TMF and see what TMF was doing. Let's go back. TMF. So it must be down today, right? So with the TMF, the triple leveraged 20-year treasury bills, this is a downward sloping linear regression channel. Now, that doesn't surprise us at all. And what people would say is, Bobby, why would you be holding this knowing that rates are going up and you would think that bonds go down? That is normally the relationship, yes. But remember, the TMF in our portfolio is not there for the daily grind. It's there for the sudden, 20% drop in the market where people panic and this human behavior repeats itself. What do? They look for some level of safety. Where do they go? So they don't go, hey, wait a minute, I shouldn't be in bonds because interest rates are going up. They don't think that. They just say, I've got to get out of stocks. So that's the only reason that we've got, 20% of the portfolio in the TMF. So you got to know why we're there. So sure, it may go down, in a grinding fashion, but there's nothing that's taking us by surprise here at all. See what y'all are chatting about. Do you need Office 360 for the price feature to work? Yeah, Office 365. Now, MRP, here's the cool part, right? You go to Amazon and you get a license. You get a, Amazon. You get a license for, for 6 people. Let me do my orders here. It's going to be embarrassing for y'all to see what all my wife orders. Look at this. What in the crap is this? A waterproof, hypoallergenic, Bible-proof, swim-proof mattress, something. That's what my wife buys. Look, we got beds coming tomorrow. What is she doing? And then there's my apple cider vinegar gummies. Now, why do we support Amazon? Because Amazon is part of the Tqqq, right? Look at all this stuff. She just orders. Look at the dog food. I got my vitamins, my probiotics, our bed. We got everything. But here's what I ordered earlier this week. The Microsoft 365 family is a 12-month subscription. So you get Word, you get PowerPoint, you get all that garbage, Excel, and it's $92.95. Now, if you're the only one that's going to be using it and you don't got like 5 or 6 kids like I got, then you can get the one person. And I think if you'll do Microsoft 365, I think it's $60. So now 365. And let's see what we got here. Yeah, look here. It's $58. 365 personal for one person. So that's what I would get. Do this $58 and you'll be good. All right. All right, MRP, that sounds good. And then I'll help you. If you hadn't done all this stuff, remember we've got this thing showing over here where we bring in the stocks information. Let me just show you how it works all again. So if you want to do Apple, right? Click Apple, then you go data. Let me get back on there. Go data, and then click on stocks, right? And then what's this? All of a sudden it recognizes it as Apple, which is kind of cool. Then you go over wherever you want information on that same line, same row, and you go, equals A2, and then it will bring up a lot of stuff like price, 52-week high, 52-week low. These are all this kind of cool stuff. Let's see, show data type card. What's this? Look at there. It shows you about the Ultra QQQ. Look at this. It tells you the price, the exchange, the last traded time, the ticker, expense ratio, what it opened, the low, the 52-week high, the volume, the beta, and it's got all the cool little information on there. So it's kind of cool, right? You can do that. So let's take that out. All right, so what we want to do, and I like it because if you recall, because I trade in a corporate account that I don't get live stock data unless I subscribe to it from Thinkorswim. So I like this better because now I can see what the last traded price is without having to go to Tastywork. So, it's trading for 762. I've got the algorithm is putting out that I need to buy a share of TML. So let's try to do that. 2486. 2486. Let's take its recommendations. We'll go trade TML. TMF. Too much fun. All right, so here we go. So we need to buy a share. So it's going for 2486. 2486. Don't buy 100 shares. So you take the 1, 2486. Let's see if we can get it, snag it, and come on, baby. Hit me, baby, one more time. I said, hit me, baby. One more. Let's bump it up a penny or two. Instead of price, I wish I could get like the ask or the buy. Let's see, 24.88. Now that should fill us. Cancel. Come on, little feller. Unbelievable. Am I still not filled? 24.88. Unbelievable. And never do a market order, y'all. Never do a market order. I want you to work your orders. Don't you ever do a market order. We are never subject to the market. Okay, so let me in now. So 24.90. Let's see. Make sure. Field order 24.8982. And I'm one of those people that has to put it in exactly 24.8982. So let's go tell it that we bought one, 24.8982. AIM activity price was 24.8982, right? So we got one share of TMF, go one, and we did it on the 14th, 22. And then you say, is it new capital, rebalancing, or new underlying? No, it's just a signal, right? So we just took the signal. So we'll go back to our AIM dashboard, and it should say do does. Ta-da! So we have done what it has told us to do. Isn't that cool? Just love it. All right, so we got that done. I need to open the other one. This will take a while. Now, I haven't fixed it yet, so it's going to look weird. Let's see. Where's the other one, Bob? Oh, Bobby. Hold on a second. Let me look at my open. We'll go browse. My desktop. Here we go. Trading. I got all these different versions in there. Here we go. Tastyworks. Tastyworks Empire. Because we've got the Tastyworks account. Let's see what it looks like. Now, I've got to clean it up. I've got to do all this other stuff that we've done with this one, but we'll do it. We'll do it. Everybody doing okay? Just let it open. Yeah, and you see, I love this spreadsheet better than we do for the Thinkorswim account because it's not, doesn't have all the pages. You know, the other one's got all this other stuff that I need to just dump and get rid of since we don't really use it anymore. But I want to save it just in case we ever decide to change our mind about something. Because you know how we are. Okay, here we go. Don't update. So what's this? This one said buy 216 shares. Why? Because we have not told it that it has split. Why don't we do that really quick? Like, let's tell it it has split. So to do that, we would need to tell it that it split yesterday. So let's do that 205. So yesterday, a split would be the equivalent of trading 205 shares on the 13th. 22, sorry. And doing it at a price of 0. Tqqq. And then we found out it doesn't matter if you put yes or no here. I'm just going to put yes. And then when I go back, now it should show me I've got 410 shares of stock. Yay. And here I'm getting 0 signals. Okay, so that's cool. Got 0 signals here. And everything's doing fine. 70.59. All right. So nothing to do here. I'm just going to close this for now. Get that out of the way. All right. This one's still hooked up to Thinkorswim. All right. Now here's what I wanted to talk to y'all today. Can we have a heart-to-heart? Let's just talk for a minute. So now I have 434 shares of this glorious little Tqqq. I'm down $434 on the day. I got 434 shares. Now, a friend of mine has been talking to me. He said, Bobby, you're really an idiot and a moron if you don't sell calls against that. Well, remember, we started out selling calls against our shares. We did. And Tqqq at that moment was in such an environment that it was rising. And I said, why lose money on your Tqqq thing? He says, yeah, but you're blowing guaranteed income coming in, especially with Tqqq still going down. So let's just look at something. Let's go back to this little chart. Let's look at our NASDAQ. And see, that's the problem though, is if I depend, so I want y'all to realize what's going on in my head. So if I look at my NASDAQ looks to me like we're going positive, right? It looks like we're going up. It looks like, well, you'd be foolish to sell calls, wouldn't you, Bob? If you think your shares are indeed going to go up, but I don't know that. So we could wake up Monday and the shares could be going down this way. So we really don't know. So he's saying you're just throwing away money because if the shares go up and you sell 4 covered calls against your 434 shares, you're still going to make money. Because even though the calls are losing money, you've got 34 extra shares that are still showing out and going positive. He said, but you're throwing away that money from those covered calls. So I'm sitting there and I'm going, well, maybe I am. I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure how I feel about it because remember what we decided. Well, I say we. What I kind of thought was this, that we would do this. I thought we would go, where was it? Bob. Come on, Bob. Where's your stuff at, dude? So I thought we would go, where's my darn stuff at? Where's my chart? Here it is. All right, let's go back and look at Tqqq. Remember what we thought was this? We try to find these shooting fish in the bucket moments, right? So if we do believe that the 200 moving average might be an area of support, we're close to it now, which means, and if you kind of buy into the fact that the linear regression channel works really good, it kind of looks like it would feel like if we're going to keep doing what we're doing, you know, that we would pop back up toward this way. And where did we say before that it seemed like a good place to do the covered calls? Well, it seemed like whenever price was in the upper quadrant, which it was here, and the relative strength index, also known as the RSI, was above 70, saying that it had really big strength, right? So that made sense. Would that have been a winner? Selling a call there. Short call, yep. Covered call there, yep, winner. Here you are, and you're above 70 again. Would that have been a winner? Well, certainly for the short term, right? In a couple of days, absolutely. It started coming back up. What about here? Covered call there. You're in the upper quadrant, and your relative strength of price has crossed the upper 70 line. Yeah, great time to sell one, right? But, you know, you should have sold one here. And that would have been successful in the upper, but you were not above the 70 line. So, you know, he's just saying, hey, Bob, you're throwing away money because if you don't sell the call, what if price does go down here? Well, you just lost money. Now, of course, we're depending on the algorithm to tell us at some point to buy shares, but he's just saying, hey, collect you some money by selling those calls. Let's just look at it. We don't have to make a decision today, do we? But let's just talk about it. I think that's what the great thing that you and I do is that we talk these things out, and then we can make decisions. So how much income, in other words, and you, a lot of you may not have thought about this, but a covered call is basically turning your shares that you own that is subject to price win. What's the probability that your shares go up? A little over 50%. What are the probability that your shares go down? Well, a little under 50%, but it's about a 50-50 proposition. So what you're doing is basically converting calls into a rental property. So instead of you just holding a real estate asset like land, you know, that you don't make any money off of. So you hold land and you go, man, I'm going to buy me 100 acres in Alabama. Maybe I'll go hunting on it, whatever. I'm going to hold that for 50 years. And in 50 years, I'll sell it and it'll be quadruple what I paid for it. Okay. Well, how about in the meantime, you convert that to an income generating asset. So you could maybe lease it to a farmer. You could lease it to a hunting club, or you could form your own hunting club and have hunters pay rent for that land. You could have people to put cows on it, lease it from you. So converting your land into a rental property. And that's really what you do when you're doing a covered call. You're taking a static asset and you're converting it into cash. Now, you know, we're scared to sell calls, many people are, but you're not scared to sell calls if what? You own the shares. Because shares go up, you make money, but your short calls lose money. So let's just look at a short call on this and see what it would look like. Let's see what we got going on here. So let's go. We've got 434 shares. For those of you that don't know, if you sell one call, that controls 100 shares of stock. So I could fully sell up to 4 calls on the TQQs. Let's see what it would look like. He's saying, hey, Bobby, you could create this in a little cash machine, man. Okay, well, let's look at it. Not saying I want to do it. Not saying I'm not going to do it. I just want to look at it. What kind of cash are we talking about? All right. So converting shares into a rental property. So here we go. So what my friend Rob said is, he says, man, I'm just going to do it every 7 days. He said, I like that weekly paycheck. Okay. So he's saying, what if it looks like under this environment that the market's real shaky? So it doesn't matter about you big green monsters, your linear regression channels and all your stuff. He said, it just looks shaky. The news, and remember, we say news, it's noise. But he says in the environment we're at, he said anything could go wrong. You got the Russians wanting to, kill the Ukrainians or wherever. I mean, you got all these people that's mad at each other and blah, blah, blah. You got an incompetent president in office. You got an incompetent Congress, Senate. I mean, you got all this incompetence around you. And then you got the Fed saying that they're going to raise rates 3 to 4 times this year. You got all this stuff going on. And he said, it's going to hurt technology. When I go, I don't want to listen to the news. My thing is I don't listen to the news. Okay. So what happens? And you see, there's a pretty good little, there's a little bit, what is it, spread of 15 cents or so here, 12, 13 cents. That's not too bad, right? But if I were to go at the money and I sold a 50 delta or a 46 probability option, what would happen? Okay, well, let's try it. I would create just from one of them $256. Okay, that's pretty good. So what are you saying, Bob? Well, what happens if I sell 2 of them? I make $500. If I sell 3, I make $750. And if I sell 4, I make 253 times 4. So I'm making $1,000 less my commissions, right? So I would bring in a credit to my account of $1,000. After commissions of $2.20, that's still, $1,000. And Bobby, you got 400 shares, dude. You could do this every stinking week. So on a $50,000 account, dude, I mean, depending on, if volatility goes down, the price of the options goes down, we know all of that. But he goes, that's $50,000 that you could bring in cash on a $50,000 account in a year. And I'm like, yeah. So why not do that? And remember that if we do that, we are going to miss out on any appreciation that could happen if TQQ, goes crazy next week and it's up, 7% for the week. So you kind of miss out on that. But he said, a bird in the hand there, old chubby old pal, you black glass spam wearing 9-toed bastard, you is better than, one in the bush. What is it? A bird in the hand worth 2 in the bush, whatever. And I'm like, well, yeah, I got that. I got it. So he says, do it. Now, what would you do then if price goes around, here's the break even, right? So if price now is at 70.82. So if price goes above 73.53, which is your break even, what happens to my shares? What happens to my shares? They get called away. So I would lose my shares and I'd be left with 34 shares of TQQQ. Okay. So what would I do then? Stacy's here. Stacy knows what I would do now. Stacy, can you talk today or are you okay? If I got my 400 shares taken away, what would happen after I got them taken away? What would be the next thing that I would do to accumulate my 400 shares back? How about Rod? Rod, are y'all shy today? Matt, what would we do? Matt may have the boss in the office. He may not can talk. Y'all mad at me today? What's wrong with y'all? Or maybe y'all don't know. Rod, What, Rod?
This is Drew. He said sell a put.
Yeah. Yeah, Drew, sell a put. That's exactly right. How many would I sell? 4. And the cool thing is, if I'm wanting to get assigned, how much money could I collect on that? So let's pretend we brought in $1,000. That's good work for a week, y'all. And our shares get called away. We get to keep that premium. That's ours. Ain't God or nobody can take it away from us. So then our shares get called away. So pretend that happened today. Dang it, our shares got called away. Well, we're going to go sell 4 puts. Where would you sell your put? Well, I'd sell it right at the money, right? You can sell it here. You can sell it here. But if we sold, let's say we sold a 71 put, saying that, hey, we'll buy it back. Well, what if it goes down to 68, Bobby? Well, you would have owned it anyway, pal. You would have stuck with that loss anyway, right? So now I could go back and I could sell, let's do the 71. Let's do the 71 put. So I could do the 71 put. I could do 4 of those next week if our shares get called away. And how much money am I going to bring in? $1,041. Now, how cool is that? You bring in $1,000 regardless if you get called out or you do them again. You're just doing it week after week after week. Okay, so what if after I sell those puts, if TQQQ goes up, if it goes up to 73, I get to keep that entire premium. Well, I'm going to keep the premium anyway. If it goes below that, I'm going to get assigned shares, right? So if it goes below whatever the break even was, what was the break even? Break even on that was 68.35. So if it goes below 68.35, I get assigned shares for whatever the new price is. But remember, if I don't do that, I'm holding the shares anyway. Do you see the dilemma? And I'm not sure it's a dilemma even. It's a high-class problem. That's a high-class problem. You got land that you're way, oh, Rod's driving. But you're right, Rod, sell a put. Guy says, it happened to me before, you buy the call back. It'll cost less than the profit you made on the shares. Well, okay, I see what you're saying, Guy. So what you do is you could, let's say you don't want to get rid of your shares, right? Let's say we get to next week and you don't want to get rid of your shares. So now, you know, what you sold for 268 might be this one here, right? So then what you'd have to do is you'd have to roll out a week or maybe 2 weeks and roll it out for an additional credit. So it's a high-class problem. If you've got land, 100 acres, do you want to just let it sit there and double in value over the years? Or do you want to start producing some income on it? I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's an amazing thing to think about, though, isn't it? I mean, it's really cool that you and I get to make that decision. So, you know, one thing that I could do is let's split the baby. Let's cut the baby right in the middle, right at the old belly button. You could sell 2 of my calls, right? I could sell 2 calls. So I'd have 2 covered calls and let the other, you know, 200 shares run. Or I could sell 3 calls. I mean, there's all kinds of things that we can do here. It's really just kind of amazing the flexibility that options give us when we do that. But I definitely see, you know, the fun part of, yeah, hey, selling at the money, you know, sell this here. Boy, Bob, let's see, price right now is 70.51. You've got an option here at 70. I don't know if I do that one though, the 70.5. I'd probably do 71. Bring in $268 per one. Do 4 of them. And see what it does. Especially if you're concerned next week that the market might continue to drop. Right? So it takes 0 buying power. Why does it take 0 buying power? Because it's fully covered. I own the shares. I own the shares. And I'm going to bring in $1,073. I just kind of want to hit the button. Oh, I hit the button. Oh my gosh, I'm filled. We did it. I didn't even ask y'all to vote. We just did it. Look at that. Now, what did that do? Now, what that did, let's look at it for a second. What did that do to, because I want y'all to learn. I want y'all to know this. By selling calls, what did that do to our overall delta? Who'd like to answer that question? I sold calls. So our delta was probably 200 positive. What did it do to our deltas? Anybody? Bueller? 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 Can't believe y'all so quiet today. All right, so you sell a call. This is the things we got to know, y'all. We sell a call that made a reduction in my deltas. Reduction in my deltas. Okay. Short call, negative deltas. Okay, so what did that do to my theta? Everybody knows this, right? If I sell an option, what does that do to my theta? Increases my theta. Now, what does selling an option by itself in a vacuum do to your vega? Well, it increases your vega risk. We really don't have that increased vega risk though, because we actually own the shares. But you get the point. In a vacuum, it would. So let's go look at our Greeks for a second. So now, rather than our deltas, remember, has been about, I don't know, what, 200 or so? Let's see what it was. Yeah, 221. The short calls gave us negative 98 deltas. So we're still positive deltas. It's 5 beta weighted, right? We're still positive deltas. But now we've got a theta engine component of what we were doing, because, you know, we didn't have any theta, hardly. We had 14 theta without those calls. These calls gave us 85 in theta. And now yesterday, our vega was about negative 170. So this gave us what, negative 15 in vega. So we kind of did a cool little thing. And our break even again, let's see what it was. Our break even again is, let's see what our break even again, duplicate order, break even is 73.69. So if the price of Tqqq is under 73.69, I need to take a picture so we'll remember the break even. Is under 73.69 next Friday, I keep $1,073. Now, how's that for government work? Huh? Now, if the price goes above that, theoretically, I'm still going to keep that premium and I'm still going to make money, right? Because I've got more than 400 shares. I've got, how many shares I got? 434 shares. So I'm still going to make money if the market goes up. Market goes up, I make money. Market goes down, I keep that entire premium. And we're all good. So I'm kind of thinking, yeah, let's try it. Just try it. Bobby, are you deviating from the plan? No, because covered calls are a part of our plan. You remember on day one, when we developed the Sweet Butts plan, when an angel of the Lord came to me while I was on vacation at Myrtle Beach. Y'all remember, we came up with the plan. We were like, yeah, covered calls should be a part. There may be times that we want to reduce our deltas, increase our theta, and reduce our break evens. Now, here's the great thing. Now, watch this. All right, guys. I don't want to scare you too much, but let's go one more step to the mad scientist. All right, we just brought in 1,000 and something dollars. Let's do it again. Create duplicate order. We just brought in $1,073 into the account. Isn't that sweet? Now, watch this. What if I go, hey, Bob, the price of Tqqq 775, what's this? What if, because you're trying to build an empire and Tqqqs have been down lately, and you think based on the big green monster volume profile, market profile, and the skew that the market's going to go up, why not put your money where your mouth is and use some of this $1,073 that you took in, $1,073.80 divided by the price of TQs 70.75, 0.75. Dude, I could buy 15 more shares today. So all of a sudden you've got hunting land and you're renting it out and they pay you, I don't know, $5,000 a year, $10,000 a year for your 150 acres to hunt on. So you take that $5,000 and what do? You find out that someone's got a $3,000 acre for sale right next to your hunting land. So you take $5,000 and you buy another acre of land. So next year, when you're doing this, guess what you can do? Now you've got 151 acres. So instead of charging $5,000, maybe you charge $5,200 next year because you got an extra acre of land. Do y'all see how this works? So you can use the proceeds to buy shares. So let's just see how that works for a second. Why don't we, instead of buying 15, let's kind of split the baby again. What if we were to buy 10 shares? Let's buy 10 shares into the, we sold calls. Let's buy 10 shares. All right, let's see what that looks like. And then I'll also put that in on the spreadsheet because you need to know how that needs to be done. All right, so we go into Tqqs and we go, let's buy 10 shares. And the price is at roughly 762. Let's see what 70.62. All right, so let's buy some shares. Trade Tqqq. Here we go. So to do that, you click on the ask. And we said it was what, 70.82 or so. 70.82. 1, 2. All right, so we're going to buy, let's say we buy 10 shares. We could buy 15, buy 10 shares. Now you see how you create an empire, right? You create an empire because you use money that you get from your options to buy shares. So let's see if we can buy 10 shares here. Buy 10 shares. Take $600 in buying power. Looks like we still got buying power to do it. Shabonk. And field. So we got field at 7.769. Okay. 7.769. So here we go. We bought 10 shares at 70.769. Is that right? I tell y'all, my mind is fried. Y'all know the life I've lived. I've been on every drug known to man. So it doesn't work all the time. So we went QQs and we bought 10 shares because we're crazy mad scientists. And we did that on the year of our Lord, 114.22. Now what's this? Is this new balancing, new capital, or is it a new underlying? You've got to say yes. Why yes? Because this is not an ordinary signal, right? This isn't our regular signal to buy additional shares. This is us going in and just being greedy, filthy, capitalist pigs that we are and trying to create an empire. So we buy 10 shares and then make sure that you say yes, okay? So now we should have 444 shares. What did that do to our Greeks? Let's go look at the Greeks. What did it do to our Greeks? Well, oh, Bobby, pal. It helped if you went to the Greeks. So now our deltas didn't do much. It didn't change it much. We're 86. Theta, 93. And vega, 205. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that just gorgeous? All right. So any questions on the mad, hey, we're building an empire strategy? Remember, what is wealth accumulation? Wealth accumulation is the accumulation of assets over a period of years. And let's take the hunting land thing. You know, you're going to say, man, I'm going to buy all of South Alabama. I'm going to be Mr. South Alabama. That's where I want all my land. I want all my land in Florida. And that's what we're doing. We're building an empire. So what we did today is we sold covered calls in order to bring in income. Then we use the income to buy additional shares of the underlying. Seemed great to me. Now I could have used it to buy 15 shares. So what if I do that every week for the rest of the year? I can bring in $1,000 every week into the account and use the money to buy additional shares. So doing it like this, y'all, and let's say I did the whole 15, it would only be, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. And you and I would be having 500 shares of Tqqq. Isn't that cool? Now we're really building an empire. And we're using that to just spin off cash and cash and cash and cash. It really should get you just excited about the possibilities. That's why I come in here every day and I'm just so excited. It's almost like I can't sleep at night. I sit there and I go, puts and calls and shares and asset accumulation. And it's just like the most exciting thing on the planet. And I hope y'all get excited about it. I just hope you go, gosh, this is good. You turning a share of stock into a cash machine. So let's see how it works. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do this in the other account. Okay. So I'm not going to do it over here. So over here, we won't do the covered call. Let's just run it in one, see how it does compared to the other one. But y'all know what I am going to do today. Do I have buying power? Well, I don't have buying power. Look at that. I'm down to $13.82 in buying power. Okay, so this is good too. So remember, we need to do the same thing that we did in the other account. So let's do a little bit of cleanup. Wrong one, wrong underline. Let's go to the macros. Go to the macros. And let's close some positions to release some of our buying power a little bit. We did this in the other account the other day. So if you're going to put on a trade, and our buying power probably, let's see, do we have anything expiring today? No. So, we're close. So what do? We go down here to these naked puts that we sold. All right, this is y'all see that? That's a mini black swan hedge. Nothing to do there really. Let's go up to where we sold these. And so remember, I sold this. It doesn't show us like it does in Thinkorswim, but I sold this for $20. If I sell something for $20 and I can buy it back for 60 cents, do it, right? Do it. Close the position. And that should give us a little more buying power. So let's buy that back for 65 cents, take our profits. Now look at this. Now our buying power is 383. All right, let's see if there's another one we can close. This one we sold for $20. We know we sold it for $20. If you sell something for $20 and close it for 60 cents, how much money have you made? $19 and what, 40 cents. So let's close this booger. Close it for 70 cents. Shwank. And now our buying power is $803. Isn't that beautiful? So now that should give us enough money to sell, enough buying power to sell another option. So where do we go? We go closest to 60 days without going over. We've got a nice little 45-day option. Go out here at the macros. We do a long put vertical and we make them 50 points wide. So we're going to go 50 wide. And that's going for a debit of $15.75, but we don't want to pay $15.75. So we're going to move those down till this gets to about $9.75. We can buy it for 10. So we move that down. That gets stuck. I said that gets stuck. Hold on a second. Move it down again. Move it down again. Move it down again. It gets stuck again. Darn it! Tarnations! They really need to fix this at Tasty Works. So now we're $12.75. We're $12.50. All right, we're at 12. We're at stuck again. Keep on 50 wide because this is where we're comfortable doing them, right? 11.25. That's 11. 10.75. 10.25. The next one should be, there it is, 9.75. Now, we don't want to do it here, though. Does everybody see why? Because this will be buying an option where I've already got two sold. So I don't want to, that just freaks me out. So I don't want to do that. So maybe let's move this one up to buy this here. And then we'll buy this one here. There you go, 40, 44.90, that's 50. So we'll probably have to go up to 10.50 to buy that one. Okay, we'll do that. Just because we had to move that out a little bit. All right, so we're filled there. So now what do? The last component of the 111 is to go down and sell something for about $20 to pay for it. Remember, in the world of options, if we buy an option, we want to sell an option against that long option to finance it, right? So, if you're going to buy hunting land, you might have to sell something to finance it. So let's go here to $21 and let's sell this option, which is about double what we had to pay. So if we buy that for $20.75, we've sold that option. And now our buying power goes down to 444, enough to relax over the weekend. All right, let's look at the activity tab there. So we closed a couple to give us buying power to initiate a new trade. What are we going to do? We hope to let this entire trade go to expiration, and we'll keep the $50, $60, whatever credit that we took in putting the whole trade on. If not, we'll close this when at the short one, when at least it's a 50% profit. Why? Because that will give us a free put debit spread. And what does this whole thing look like? Let's show it again for those of y'all who don't know. Let's go to trade. Why do we put all these trades on? Because it looks like this. What's this hedge? Oh, it's so pretty, y'all. Oh, is it gorgeous? Oh, can you imagine a situation where you make money if the market goes up? Everybody see the little green. But you make mucho money if the market goes down. Let's look at it. Mucho grande, Bobby. How come my thing ain't working? There it is. Look at it. Oh, ain't she pretty? Whether you see a whale or you see an elephant, look at that. Here's all of my positions, y'all, my fortress. And what a mighty fortress it is. And it looks like if it goes down here, if price drops all the way down here, you and I are going to make a sweet $10,000. Isn't that cool? Look at that, $9,998, baby. Here's where the market is now. It's dropped a little bit. Here's where the market goes here. And I got to draw my little whale again. See the whale? Makes money if we go down big time. Money goes up, you don't lose at all. Uh-oh, Bobby, down here you start losing big money. But remember, we've got other trades and other instruments that protect us down here. It's called the Sweet Bobby hedge that we've got in. And I can imagine if this is your first day with us, you're like, what in the hell are y'all talking about? I got you, because they drawing whales, sperm whales, and eyeballs, all kind of stuff, but it's fun, y'all. Oh, this is just great. Can you imagine having any other job in the world than doing this? This is what we do. And you're sitting at that job that you hate, banging your head in at that boss that you just can't stand. And you're like, man, if they only knew what I knew with this, we're going to make a fortune. Well, we think we're going to make a fortune. Right? Some of us have already made fortunes, but we think with our current accounts, we're going to make fortunes, right? That's what we're trying to do. And we're doing it with a strategy. Whereas everybody else is going, watching the news. What should I trade today? Watching the news. Well, I think about this stock, watching the news. Well, Kramer said buy this. Who gives a rip? Just trade the market, baby. Trade the market. Trade the ebbs and flows. All right, let's do that one trade in the other account, and we should be done for the day. That should give y'all should have plenty to think about over the weekend. Did we make a good decision today? Selling calls, converting it to cash, and buying shares. That's something we've never done before, but it was kind of an interesting proposition. I can't wait to tell my friend Rob what I did. Dude, I just collected $1,000 that I'm going to get to keep regardless of what happens in the market. And I bought 10 more shares of Tqqq, building my empire. Isn't that great? All right, so let's trade and do it the same thing over here. All right, so here we're going to go to the macros. I said we're going to go to the macros, dang it. Unbelievable. Basketball tonight. Oh, man. Maybe go out and eat some barbecue tomorrow. By the way, I smoked some pork loins this week. Oh, they were delicious. And if you don't have a meat probe that you can put in there, turn on it's like an electronic meat probe, and you stick it in the box. And then I've got another box that I bring in the house with me. So I can put it on my belt or carry it around with me that tells me the temperature. And so when I knew when the pork loin got to 160, it was done. So I let them out there and smoke, didn't watch it or anything. And I was just keeping an eye on the temperature. And when it got to 160, it beeped. And I can be up to 500 yards away from it. Oh, I need to show y'all the link to that thing. If you don't have that in your life, it's just great. And I was a hero with Beth because I made dinner that night. Now, what were we doing? I forget what we're doing. Okay, we're going to go to 45 days out. We're going to do those same strikes, which were 44.90, 44.40, 44.90, 44.40, 44.90. Let's roll on up. Hopefully, we got the buying power to do this. We'll have to close some here. 44.90. So we'll do 44.90. We're going to buy this baby. Hold your control key down. You have to do that in Thinkorswim. 44.90. We're going to sell the 44.40. And over here, we can do it as one trade. And then we're going to sell something to pay for that 10.25 dividend. So we're going to go down to one that's going for about $20, $21. There she is, 41.30. And remember, these have to be traded in quarter increments. So we're going to go down to about $11 credit. So you and I will receive a credit of $50.59. It's going to cost $462 in buying power, and that'll leave me with $1,200 in buying power. I'm good with that. So let's put that in. Shebang, shebang. Come on, fill me, baby. I said, feel me, baby. Be careful who you say that to, especially if you got a restraining order against them. Come on, feel. We're gonna have to move it down a little bit more. Cancel replace. We'll go to 1075. Dang it. Dang it. That's my kids' lunch money. All right, here we go. Chapang. So we're bringing in $50 credit. We hope to keep that whole credit. That's the game. Is that not gonna feel? Unbelievable. Has everybody gone on vacation? Where's my liquidity? Where's my market makers taking my order? Oh, behave. Okay. I'll go to 1050. I'll play your little game. You little jerks. Take my dang order. Everybody's on vacation. Oh, no wonder we're at 3 o'clock today. Yeah, everybody's in the house. That'll feel this. Feel me, baby. Feel me, baby, one more time. Unbelievable. I'm not moving it anymore. Yeah, I will. I'll move it to 1025. We've never had to move one like this. What the crap? I'm wondering, is everybody already at the Hamptons? Everybody at their kids' basketball game already, ready to cuss the ref out? I didn't cuss them. I don't cuss no ref out. There is a good chance I'll get thrown out of the building. I'll go to 1025. I'll be your Huckleberry. I ain't going to. There we go. So we got filled at 1025. And that's fine. That's what we're looking for anyway on these trades, right? $10 credit. All right, good session today. Anyone got a question on anything? Everybody good? Awesome. All right, then I will see y'all Monday.